probation period that includes an evaluation when probation is coming to an end, then give yourself a check mark. So if you have a probation period and it's, you know, probation is 3 months or 6 months and everybody forgets that the person is even moving towards full staff and you never really talk to them during the time there because you never have much time, you can't give yourself a check mark. But if you actually sit through the probationary period at different intervals and talk about how the work's going and then evaluate it at some point before you transfer them into being a full-time staff, then give yourself a check mark. One of our organizations uses a process of, because we work in treatment centers, of actually having probationary staff journal the events that they're going through. So if they sit in on a group session, they journal their perceptions about that. If they sit in on a sweat lodge, they journal their perceptions about that in the context of the treatment center. And then that journal is used as a mechanism for evaluating the probation. How are you understanding the components of the program in conjunction with your job? This one says we use the YSAC Core Competency Survey every 1 to 3 years, but actually that's a particular survey that we have for our staff. So if you use any kind of competency survey on your staff, if they input into it, usually between 1 and 3 years, then give yourself a check mark for that. The core competency survey that I saw for health managers, well, it's not a survey yet, but the core competency document that I saw for health managers is sort of an example of that. In our organizations, we've taken a document like that and we've actually made it into a self-evaluation tool. So all our staff nationally run it between 1 and 3 years. We're trying for every year now. So if you have a mechanism